The Lord says that tonight a change is quietly entering your home, and it does not come like a passing wind, but like a moment long prepared in advance by my hand. Beloved child, this is not a coincidence, nor a nameless stirring that passes through your life and fades away. This is the hour I have long prepared, a holy appointment where the things you have long hoped for, long wept for, and silently prayed for, in nights no one knew about, will begin to shift. Do not rush past this moment as though it were only one voice among many. For tonight I am opening before you a door you never dared imagine you would enter. The river of blessing is beginning to flow. The wave of answered prayer is rising. What you once thought could only be hoped for in silence is now being established by me to become a living testimony of my faithfulness in your life. Beloved, heaven has not forgotten you. What you have walked through has not been left behind in the cold emptiness of life. I have seen every burden on your shoulders, every pressure that wakes you in anxiety, every silence in which you had to stand alone, even while your strength was spent. I have seen you keep moving while your heart was weary. I have seen you struggle to preserve your dignity while circumstances steadily wore down your peace. I have heard your most hidden prayers, even those moments when you no longer had the strength to speak them aloud. When your lips were silent, your heart was still crying out. When you thought no one noticed, I was still there, gathering every tear as a father holds what is most precious in his hands. Not one sigh of yours falls to the ground without my hearing it. Not one moment of your exhaustion is hidden from my eyes. And right now, I want you to know that your endurance has not been wasted. I am turning these difficult months into the foundation for a breakthrough you never imagined possible. Beloved, I am releasing provision in a way that goes beyond what you can arrange by yourself. I am opening paths your mind could not foresee. And I am doing this not so that you receive only a little and then fear again, but so that you know my source does not run dry. The doors you once knocked on without being admitted, the opportunities you once saw and thought had slipped out of your hands, the places where you thought all hope was lost, will now be touched by my gentle yet mighty power. There are things you have tried to carry by your own strength for so long that you thought you had to spend all your energy merely to survive one day. But I say to you, your life was never meant to be built on your own strength alone. I am your strength when you are weary. I am your breath when you feel yourself faltering in the storm. I am the one who keeps you steady when the ground beneath you seems to tremble. And wherever you are no longer enough, there my grace will begin to speak. Do not let what you see before your eyes deceive you into thinking this season is only a season of lack. I am working at a deeper level than what you can see. I am touching the roots of your anxieties, the fears about tomorrow, the nights when you quietly think about bills, debts, and the emptiness in your hands, to say to you, you are not abandoned in that lack. I know you have tried very hard to keep everything from falling apart. I know you have done all you could, even more than you allow yourself to admit. But I also want you to lay that burden down. You were not created to carry the whole sky on your own. You were created to lean into my hand, to learn to walk in trust, to realize that when I care for you, you no longer have to live in fear of tomorrow. I am the one who can open a spring in the wilderness, make flowers bloom where there seemed to be only dust, and turn limitation into a testimony of heavenly provision. Beloved, I also want you to know that the battles you once saw as signs of loss were, in fact, places where I was training you to receive something greater. Not every closed door is the end. Not every delay is meaningless. There are things I have withheld only because I was preparing a better, purer, sturdier opening for you, one more worthy of what I have ordained for your life. I do not want to touch only your finances. I want to touch the fear that has made you shrink back. I do not want only to change your material circumstances. I want to change the way you see yourself, so that you stop believing you were born only to live in scarcity and struggle. I have placed upon you a favor greater than worry, a protection greater than anything you could build for yourself, and a peace deeper than the turbulence of this world. And when I bless, no darkness can steal what I have decreed. Even in the very moment you are reading these words, heaven is moving on your behalf. My messengers are taking their positions. What you cannot see with natural eyes, I am moving in the unseen realm for your good. You may only see an ordinary day, but behind the veil of what you do not yet know, I am arranging a turning. I am causing what was blocked to open. I am causing what was held back to be released. I am causing what once exhausted you to become lighter under my sustaining hand. I do not come to overwhelm you for a brief moment and then leave you alone with your worries. I come to place you back within the safety of my love, so that you may understand that my provision is not dependent on the stability of this world. I am the one who can feed in the wilderness, give abundance in the midst of lack, and raise a testimony where you once thought there would only be disappointment. So, beloved, stand still within your heart and listen. Do not close your heart because you are afraid to hope again. Do not let the disappointments of the past make you doubt the voice I am speaking now. Tonight is not a night of disappointment. This is a night of transition. This is the night I show you that the tears you have sown were never in vain. This is the night I reveal that my hand is still upon your life, still working, still covering, still guiding. The burdens you are carrying will not remain there forever. The things that have made you shrink back in fear will have to yield before my grace. The doors that have not yet appeared will open at the right time, and you will find yourself brought into the very place your heart once only dared to imagine from afar. Let your heart rest in me, for I have begun what you cannot complete by yourself. Believe that the blessing coming is not only to fill what is lacking, but also to confirm that I have never forgotten you. Believe that the provision arriving is not only to solve a temporary need, but to make your life a testimony that I remain faithful in every season. Believe that my protection is covering you like an unshakable shelter, and as you walk tonight, walk with gratitude, with the stillness of faith, with the assurance that I am moving even when you cannot yet see all of it. For this is your night of victory, and what I have started will not stop halfway. I will carry you through, lift you up, and make your life a place where my power and love are glorified. You have not been forgotten. Even in the seasons when it seemed everyone had moved away and left you in a vast emptiness, when human hands let go, my hand drew near. When familiar voices became distant, when you felt no one was calling your name with understanding, I was still there, watching, holding, guiding. From the beginning, I placed my hand upon you, not in a random moment, but in the wisdom of my love. I walked with you through turns you could not understand. Through rough paths you could only grit your teeth and continue across. At times, you thought you were walking alone, but in truth I was beside you, with you in every breath, every time your heart trembled in worry. Every night you sat in silence, not knowing what tomorrow would bring. I was with you in the deep valley, and it is also I who am bringing you up toward the height you never dared think you could reach. Beloved, do not let fear steal your expectation. Do not let the wounds of yesterday close your heart to what I am doing today. Some people, because of their pain, no longer dare to hope. But I did not create you to live forever in contraction and caution. I planted within you a seed of hope so that even when the world around you is still dark, your eyes would remain turned toward the light. Expect good things, not because you control your circumstances, but because I am the one who brings forth what exceeds all human calculation. I am not limited by what your eyes can see. I am not hindered by what people call delay. I can make what seemed finished become a beginning, what seemed lost become a doorway, and the days you quietly endured become the soil of the joy that is coming. I am opening before your life plans that were hidden in my mercy. There are things you think you have missed, but in truth, I was only waiting for the right time for them to bloom. There have been delays that saddened you, but now you will understand that nothing I do is meaningless. The things that once made you cry, the paths that once discouraged you, the times you wondered why you had to go such a long way around, I will turn all of them into marks of grace. I do not let pain govern the ending. I do not let disappointment define the future. I will cause what the enemy intended for harm to become a testimony of protection. Proof that my hand is stronger than every plan of darkness. You are entering a harvest that you yourself will be amazed to look back on. The seeds you have sown in faithfulness, in patience, in silent endurance, in days when no one saw, will not remain buried in the ground. I am awakening them. They are growing in a way you cannot control, but I fully preserve, and their fruit will come from places you did not expect. It may be a door opening where you thought it was shut. It may be provision arriving at the moment you are most weary. It may be an answer coming from the place you never expected. I delight in doing things like this so that you may know I am not limited to the means you imagined. I can use very unexpected paths to bring goodness to you. And when it arrives, you will know that no one but I arranged it. There is a shifting happening in the unseen realm, and you are standing right within that current. The chains that once held you are breaking little by little. The burdens that once pressed upon your shoulders are being removed. The things that made you feel always slower, weaker, and smaller than others are being broken off your life. The enemy has whispered many times that nothing will change, that you will remain trapped in a cycle of exhaustion, lack, and doubt. But I declare the opposite. The change has already begun. There are doors I am opening that no power can shut. There are movements I am carrying out that no resistance can stop. I am drawing you out of confinement and bringing you into freedom, blessing, and a more open life. What once tied you to fear will no longer be able to hold you. What once weighed you down will not remain on your life much longer. I am acting. Beloved, I want you to look back on your life and know that my presence has never departed from you. At times I worked in silence, so you thought there was only silence. At times I was preparing, so you thought nothing was happening. At times I was repairing what was deep within, so outwardly you only saw slowness and confusion. But I have not abandoned you in any season. I have been arranging every detail. I have been moving mountains that stood in your way. I have been leveling the rough roads you could not cross on your own. I have been softening what had grown hard in your mind, healing what had shattered in your heart, and bringing peace back to places that had long known only tension and waiting. Do not give up, for what you call far away is drawing closer than you think. Some miracles do not arrive with a great explosion, but like dawn slipping into the night, gentle enough for a wounded heart to receive, yet strong enough to renew everything. I know you are tired. I know you have hoped and then been disappointed, stepped forward and then stopped, wanted to believe and then feared you would hurt again. But I tell you that exhaustion is not the end. I can pour new strength into what has grown weary, rekindle what has gone cold, and rebuild faith where it once collapsed. You do not need to make everything happen yourself. You only need to remain in my hands, to keep your heart soft before me, so that I may lead you into the new season I have prepared. You will see your life change in a way that will make you pause and breathe in relief. You will witness financial burdens no longer pressing against you as before. You will see relationships healed, distances bridged, and what seemed broken begin to breathe again. You will realize that peace is no longer a luxury, but the atmosphere of your home. You will understand that hope is not a fragile thought, but a living gift I am placing in your heart each day. And when you look back, you will know that the seasons of pain were never pointless, because in them I was quietly preparing you for this day. So stand in faith. Receive what I am doing without shrinking back in fear. Let your heart open to the goodness that is coming. I am not only the one who comforts you in your weakness, I am also the one who leads you into a fullness you have not yet touched. I am the one who has been with you in the depths and will also carry you through the heights. What I have begun in your life, nothing can stop. And you, beloved, will not only survive the storm, you will step out of it into my light with a grateful heart, hands ready to receive, and a future that I, myself, have opened before you. Remember this, beloved, I am not a God who lies, nor one who makes promises and forgets them. If I have spoken restoration over your life, then that restoration will surely come at the time I have appointed. If I have promised abundance, then you will not merely hear of it as a beautiful comfort. Your own eyes will see it gradually appear in your life, as clearly as light breaking through mist, even when the circumstances before you seem to close every road. I remain the one who delights in doing what is beyond all human limits. I am not bound by what you see. I am not hindered by what you fear. I can bring help in ways you never expected, through a door you never thought would open, through a hand you never thought would reach out, through an arrangement that will leave you only able to look up and know that it was I who acted. If your heart is trembling as it hears these words, If deep within you, you recognize that this is a message meant for you, then let your faith rise with a simple but powerful response: I believe you, Lord, for I am still doing what exceeds what you dare to hope. And tonight is no exception. Therefore, lay down doubt as though you are setting down a burden that has tired you for too long. And hold on to faith as you would hold my hand against the wind. The enemy wants you to believe that your situation will never change, that your current limits will become your final destiny, that every effort will only end in disappointment. But I have written a new ending for your story, and what I have written no one can erase. Your life is about to become a living witness to what happens when a person chooses to trust my timing, to believe my word more than the noise of fear. You will see that waiting in me is not meaningless stillness, but preparation for a grace-filled reversal. Stand firm, for even now, unseen attacks aimed at your finances and your family are being pushed back. What was being held tightly is being loosened. What was delayed is being released. What was blocked is beginning to flow according to my order. I see the weight you've carried on your shoulders. I see the nights you lay awake, your heart unsettled by tomorrow, by the needs of those you love, by the things you do not yet know how to arrange. I see how hard you have tried to remain strong for others, even while trembling inside yourself. Not one drop of sweat, not one sigh, not one lonely moment of yours has escaped my notice. Remember that my strength shines most brilliantly exactly where you feel weakest. You do not need to hide your weariness to be used by me. You do not need to pretend to be hard and unshaken in order for me to hear you. It is precisely in the place where you think you are limited that my power is displayed most fully. I do not promise that you will never have to pass through trials, but I do promise that trials will never have the final word over your life. You will not be ashamed for having trusted me. You will not be embarrassed for having hoped while everything was still dark. And just as Joseph moved from the pit to a place of honor, your story is also moving toward an unexpected turning. A shift that will make you realize what seemed buried was in fact only resting under my hand, waiting for the day of restoration. I can use even your lowest places as a launch point for something new. I can turn what was once pain into testimony. I can make what seemed like the end become the beginning of a far more beautiful chapter. When you listen to my voice amid the noise, let my peace reorder the thoughts that are swirling within you. Let my love drive out every fear trying to keep you in old bondage. I do not only bless you with resources, I also give you the clarity to know how to use what I provide. I give you courage to walk without shrinking before the future. I give you discernment so you are no longer lost among countless voices. You will know what the next step is. You will know what should be kept and what should be released, what should be prayed over longer and what should be waited on in silence. The confusion that once clouded your sight is being replaced with a new understanding, a knowledge from me that lets you see the path not only with your eyes, but with a faith being renewed. You will no longer walk as though completely blind. You will be guided, illuminated, and kept. I am overturning what once made you afraid. I am rearranging what seemed all tangled together. I am opening a season in which you will see that you no longer have to struggle alone as before. Some answers are drawing nearer than you think. Some doors are already moving, even though you have not yet heard the sound of their hinges. Some changes are happening in places your eyes have not yet reached. And do not be surprised if what I do arrives by an unexpected path. For I delight in surpassing your expectations. I do not need perfect conditions in order to work. I only need a heart willing to trust. When you place your heart in my hands, I will do the rest. I will not let your lack define you. I will not let old delays hold your destiny forever. I will not allow finances, family, or your future to be governed by fear any longer. I am acting, and what I do will astonish you. If you are in the moment where your spirit recognizes that this is true, if, deep within you, there is a whisper that I am speaking directly to you, then receive this with a simple act of faith. Tell me that you trust me to do the impossible in your life tonight. Let that response open a new sky over your life. Let that small obedience become the key to great doors. And if you are ready for my divine leading tonight, let your heart say yes to me once more. Fully, sincerely, peacefully. For I am the one who does not abandon what I begin. I am the one who turns weakness into strength. I am the one who makes the impossible become a mark of faithfulness. I am still with you, still going before you, and still preparing for you a season in which you will no longer merely survive, but walk in abundance, clarity, and peace. Every storm you have passed through has not been merely a passing trial. It has been quietly, patiently shaping you to become stronger in my hands. Child of mine, remember that I have not wasted a single tear of yours, nor allowed any pain to pass without meaning. Every time you fell, every time you thought you could not stand again, I was there, quietly lifting you and turning even what seemed like the end into the beginning of a new path. I am using what once hurt you to form in you a deeper purpose, a steadier character, and a heart more capable of compassion toward others. The long nights of darkness you have endured were not useless. They are watering the seeds of something great that I planted in your heart long before, so that at the right time they will sprout and bear fruit. What you once thought would end you is, in fact, quietly preparing you to enter a season you never dared imagine. I am God, the one who can turn ashes into radiant beauty, ruins into a firm foundation, and what people call the end into the beginning of glory. The very circumstances that once tried to break you will become living proof of how I lifted you up. The cracks in your heart will no longer be signs of weakness, but places through which my light shines, helping you stand higher, firme, and brighter in my grace. I am writing a new story from the very fragments you once thought could never be mended. You have been faithful in the small things, in what few people saw, in the moments when no one applauded or recognized you. You did not give up when everything seemed silent, and that faithfulness rose before me like a beautiful and precious fragrance. I see every quiet effort you made, every time you chose to stand instead of surrender, and I cherish it all. Now, I am preparing to entrust you with greater things, deeper things, wider things, not so that you become proud or self-satisfied, but so that you may learn to walk in the holy responsibility I place upon your life, and know how to use what I give wisely and lovingly. This is a time of increase, and a new season is opening before you. I am enlarging your resources, not only materially, but also spiritually, intellectually, and relationally. The doors that were once closed are beginning to open, and opportunities you never imagined are drawing near in unexpected ways. I am widening your influence, not so you may keep it for yourself, but so that your life may become a source of blessing for many others. What you receive will not end in mere sufficiency for yourself, for I did not call you into life so that you would remain cramped in lack or fear. I am leading you from barely enough into abundance, from struggle into overflow, from the state of merely surviving into peace, where you can trust and be willing to share. So do not fear what is changing around you. Do not quickly think the present pressure is evidence that I have forgotten or abandoned you. In truth, it is in these very pressures that I am enlarging you, stretching your capacity so that you can hold more of what I am about to place in your hands. There are seasons when you will feel tested continuously, forced to grow faster than you would choose. But that is because I am preparing you for a wider space, a larger role, and a more fruitful presence in this world. I am teaching your hands how to hold what I entrust without losing humility, teaching your heart how to remain grateful in prosperity, and teaching your feet how to walk in peace amid what is new and unfamiliar. Be at peace, beloved, for I am not only bringing you out of lack, I am bringing you into the wholeness I ordained for you from the beginning. I am not only healing your wounds, I am turning them into strength so that you may lift others. And when you look back on the road you have walked, you will understand that every tear, every storm, every night that seemed impossible to continue through, was all being used to lead you to a better, greater, brighter place in my faithful hands. Nothing you have passed through was meaningless. All of it is coming together to lead you to where I have prepared, where you will live in the peace, abundance, and complete purpose I have set for you.